Hey, Story Pillar friends. We're so happy you're back. I'm Meg, a human person.
I'm Sneak, your teeny greeny caterpillar best friend with red sneakers. Ooh, and that's Sparky Warky Sharky, the bestest giant chicken in the Galactiverse. And I'm Bean. I'm a butterfly who wears a yellow hat.
And this is Story Pillar.
I feel a story coming on. Wonder where we'll end up today. We'll blast around the world with Sneak and Bean leading the way. Go Story Pillar, we're in this together. No stopping us, full speed ahead. Go Story Pillar, shake it up a little. Make cloudy skies brighter with friends.
Ow, move over. Owie wowie. Ow.
Oop, okay. There's a giant, lumpy unicorn trotting into the studio for some reason.
Stop eating my shoelaces, Sparkykins. They're not made out of spaghetti.
Why exactly are you three crammed into a sparkly unicorn costume?
Well, Chicken Shell, Mom said we had to be the mascot at our cousin Dot's glitter rainbow surprise unicorn birthday party this afternoony toonie. But it's like not working at all. Sneak, move. You're not even supposed to be up here. Just get back in the butt and wag the tail, okay? We're gonna be late. But I don't want to be the butt chicken gut. Ow, stop pushing. Oh no. Fluffy McSprinkle Bottom. No.
Well, in addition to having a bootload of glitter to clean up, I definitely think we have our sticky situation for today.
What do you do when you're having a little, or like a lot of trouble working together as a team? Hot spaghetti sprinkles. That means it's story time.
Yep, this month we're headed to Turkey. Not that Turkey. Turkey, the country, which is just west of Iran, north of Syria and Iraq, and surrounded by the Black, Mediterranean, and Aegean Seas. It's located in Asia and Europe and is one of a handful of transcontinental countries, or countries that span 2 continents.
Ooh, and Turkey just happens to be the homeland of the Angora rabbits, which are these ginormous, fluffy, puffy bunnies with super soft fur that can actually be used to make yarn. Got your knitting needles ready, Sparkykins? I talked all about them on my sneak attack last week.
Yep, which you should totally check out if you're interested in more cool facts, like how Turkey is actually where tulips originated from. Oh, and how Turkey's national sport is oil wrestling, which absolutely involves both opponents being completely covered in olive oil. Before we start this story, many people in Turkey speak Turkish. Since we're going to hear anne, the Turkish word for mom, in our story today, I figured we could practice it along with merhaba, which means hello. Ready to try saying hello, mom, in Turkish? Merhaba anne. Hi, mom.
Merhaba anne. Merhaba anne.
Yep. Listeners, your turn. Sounds great. Okay, rocket time, Sneak.
Buckle your bunny bellies. And countdown.
3, 2, 1. Blast off. Stinky Mutant Ninja Pinecones by Meg Lewis, inspired by a Turkish folktale.
Oh, yes.
Okay, little fish. I'm off. Bahar glanced up from the couch as her mother snatched a ring of keys from a hook by the door. Bye, Anne. She jabbed a green jewel-eyed goblin scrabbling across her phone.
No.
And as soon as you've rescued all the crystals from gel, diamonds from the dungeon, Anne, that's why it's called Diamond Dungeon.
No.
Well, when you're done hoarding video game jewels, you need to find your brother and sister and do your rabbit chores.
Come on. No.
Hey, give me that. Anne stepped over a lumpy bag of flippers and oxygen tanks and snatched the screeching phone out of her daughter's hand. No, Anne, I was about to smash Goblord. Bahar face planted onto a cushion. I know, Fishy, but I'm taking one more group of tourists out to the reef, and then I'll be back at 7 o'clock sharp to shear the rabbits and get the wool in order for tomorrow's bazaar. Which means, my precious firstborn. Bahar twitched as her mother poked her in the belly. Hey, Anne. I'm counting on you to keep Gamze and Zeki in line and make sure those bunnies are ready for me. Okay? Yes, Anne. Bahar held out her hand and smiled sweetly. Phone, please. Anne tossed Bahar her precious device. Yes! And hoisted the scuba gear to her shoulder. Hey, I'm serious, little fish. This is the last market before the Tulip Festival, and we can't buy the tickets if we don't sell every last fluffy bit of wool. I know, and you really want to go and see the giant tulip swan sculptures because you haven't gone since you were a kid, right? Anne smiled and yanked open the front door. Exactly. Okay, I'll be back at 7. I love you, Fishy Poo. Anne. As soon as the door thudded shut, Bahar swiped a thumb across her phone screen. 3 o'clock. She glanced through the window at the rabbit hutches peeking out from the shed. Okay, still plenty of time to deal with the furry poop machines. But for now, she double-tapped a purple diamond icon. Goblord the Ghastly's going down. Go. Ow! Bahar flinched as something hard bounced off her nose. Ow, Gamze, knock it off! She glanced up from her goblin battle just as her sister launched another pellet. Ooh, you're supposed to be feeding the rabbits, not pelting me with their gross food. Oh, actually, Zeki is supposed to feed them. I'm supposed to provide invigorating exercise, and you are supposed to brush their fur before Mom gets home. But since that's not going to happen... Wait, what are you talking about? Bahar's eyes flew to the tulip-shaped clock hanging next to the window. How is it already 6:30? Oh! She popped to her feet. Well, since you've been playing Diamond Dork Brains for 3 hours straight, you have exactly 30 minutes to brush 20 bunnies, which is pretty much impossible. She snatched up her sister's phone and sprinted towards the garden. Have fun being grounded for life! Hey! Get back here, you little virus! Bahar pounded out the door after her, then immediately tripped over a flower pot and landed in a clump of rabbit poo. Ugh. Ew, gross! Gamze, what did you do? Bahar gawped at the large, fluffy rabbits hopping through the yard with colorful bandanas tied around their ears. Well, I was thinking, what would be way cooler than having 20 ginormous pet rabbits? Duh! Having 20 ginormous ninja rabbits! She scooped up a brown rabbit with a purple mask and made it karate chop the air. So, I set up this slippy, slidey, ramble-rama obstacle course to build leg muscle and she skipped over to a jumble of tree branches. Ta-da! The maze of mayhem to strengthen agility and super sneaky skills. But look at them, Gamze. They're completely covered in sticks and leaves. And is that a lollipop? Bahar gently pulled a sticky green circle off the nearest rabbit's butt. You're supposed to let them hop around in a nice clean patch of grass and then put them back in their nice clean cages, not turn them into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Pinecones. Oh, that's good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Pinecones. Hi-ya! Oh, Gamze, there's no way I can get them brushed in. She checked her phone. 15 minutes? She held out a creature that looked more like a hedgehog than a rabbit. But since this is your fault, you're gonna help me try. What? Come on, Ninja Master. I'm not grounded yet. Zeki, are you almost done? Mom's gonna be home in like 5 minutes. Bahar deposited the last fluffy ninja into his cage and spun towards her brother. A large book with a vicious-looking beetle on the cover hid his face. Zeki, Without looking up, he shuffled over to the nearest cage and dumped something sticky and orange into a food dish. What? What are you feeding the rabbits? Zeki turned the page one-handed and went for another scoop.
Did you know that the Arctic scale worm looks like it's made of tiny gold swords? Whoa.
That's great, Zeki, but...
And that hammerhead worms actually inject their prey with paralyzing saliva before swallowing them whole? And... Oi, bug boy!
Gamze scowled at her brother.
This isn't rabbit food. What are you feeding the bunnies?
Bahar yoinked the bag out of his hands.
Orange jellies? Oh, no. You can't feed rabbits candy. Wait, what?
Zeki looked up from his Insectopedia just as a squeaky fart ripped through the shed. It was quickly followed by another.
Ew.
And about 60 million more after that. Oh no.
But it was an accident. It won't hurt them, right?
Gamze laughed so hard she fell over a watering can. No, Zeki. But it will make them turbo-toxic fart machines for the next 24 hours.
Oh.
Now there, Stinky Mutant Ninja Pinecones bunnies that really smell. Bahar slumped onto a straw bale. Great, not only do they look like furry pine cones, but now they smell like rotten eggs. Ooh, Bahar jumped at a soft knock on the shed door. Oh no, on his back. Hey little fishies, got those bunnies ready for me? Well, it would have been nice to go to the tulip festival. Anne finished drying the last plate and handed it to Zeki to put away. But we have no wool to sell, and so... She stared out the window, eyes resting on Gamze's bunny ninja obstacle course. We can't. Bahar watched her mother drape the dishcloth over the edge of the sink and trudged toward the stairs. Okay, little fishies. I'm going to go read for a while, but come in for a hug before bed. Good night.
Good night, Anne.
And with that, she was gone. Gamze sent the salt shaker crashing into Bahar's elbow.
Ow!
This is all your fault. You and your precious spoon and your dumb diamonds. Zeki dove for cover under the table.
And now Anne can't even go to the tulip festival, even though she does everything for everyone.
My fault? Bahar jabbed a finger into Gamze's shoulder.
Hey,
Hey! You're the one who turned the bunnies into walking garbage heaps. Hopping garbage heaps. Bunnies hop, they don't walk. Duh! Oh, whatever. You know what I mean. At the risk of stating the obvious, Zeki cautiously peeked at his sisters from beneath the table. It is most definitely all our faults. He raised one finger. Bahar got lost in her game. Zeki raised another finger. Gamze went a little too far out of the exercise box and didn't think about the consequences. Zeki raised his thumb. And I had my nose buried too deep in my bug book to realize I was feeding the bunnies fart fuel. Bahar hid a grin behind a dishcloth. Here, look. Zeki flipped open his book. It's like the mighty but mini leafcutter ant. Some cut the leaves. He traced a line of marching ants. Others grow their fungus food and still others defend against predators. But none of them can survive if they don't all do their part. He tucked his legs under his knees. So, even though we aren't actually ants, it might help to think like them. You mean stop blaming each other and just get on with what we need to do? Gamze plopped onto the floor and ruffled his hair. You know, little brother, you may be the smallest, but I'm pretty sure you're also the smartest. Bahar knelt and grinned at her siblings. Okay, so we may have let Ane down, but I think there's still time to lift her up. Ready to think like an ant? Okay, one more stab. Bahar guided her mother into the spongy grass. Can I take this off now? Ane tugged on the red kerchief tied tightly around her eyes. Okay, ready? Zeki reached up and flung off their mother's blindfold. Surprise! Oh, wow! Ane gaped at the elaborate flower sculptures standing tall before her. There was a giant mound of blossoms that looked exactly like a pink bunny wearing a red ninja mask. A massive purple spider peered down at them from a web of leafy vines, and in the center of it all, a majestic swan woven entirely of white roses spread its wings. This is amazing! How did you do this? Gamze did a happy skip. We decided to be ants. Zeki gave his mother's hand a kiss. And we figured that if we each focused on one thing and actually worked together like the ants do. Bahar stepped forward. We thought we could maybe bring the tulip festival to you. Not that we could find actual tulips. No, but Auntie Isla gave me flowers for the spider. Zeki beamed at his creation. For the bunny too. Hiya! And Mrs. Sahin let me have the roses for the swan. Bahar rolled her eyes. All I have to do is babysit her twins till I'm 60. Ane threw back her head and laughed. And if we promise to think like ants and keep the bunnies from turning into Stinky Mutant Ninja Pinecones again, maybe we can go to the real tulip festival next year, right, Ane? I don't know, my little fishies. I mean, ants. Ane wrapped her arms around her children. This just might be the most spectacular non-tulip tulip festival in the entire world. She gave them a good squeeze. Almost as wonderful as my truly spectacular kids. How do I? The end. So, what did you think?
Well, Chicken Shell, I kinda want to think I would make a pretty ninja-tastic pinecone bunny. Hiya! Oopsie poopsie.
But also,
Chicken Toe. Zeki and his pesky little antsy-wantsies have a point. If we're going to actually bring Fluffy McSprinkle Bottom back to life in time for Dot's party, we should Prowly Wally stop screaming our armpits off and agree to each focus on a specific job.
Exactly, which right now involves sewing a unicorn butt back together. So, if you're having trouble working together as a team, one unstick trick is to give each person an equally important role and make a pact to stick to it.
Yepperoonie, chicken spoony. Oh, and instead of our usual listener unsticky trickies this week, here are our friends Summer, Erin, and Jayna with the important ways they help their families.
Hi, my name is Jayna. I'm 5.5 years old, and this is how I help my family. I plant seeds, and I feed the cat.
My name is Erin, and I'm 8 years old. The important role I play in my family is when they get sick or hurt, I help them and take care of them.
Hi, I'm Summer, and I'm 11 years old. The role I play in my community is doing fun activities that will be really exciting for everyone. This makes it easier to have fun and have a good time instead of sitting alone and being bored. I like to help my community because it makes them happy.
Oh, maybe they can team up and throw a get-well party for cats. Here, kitty catty, have some fish cupcakes. Wow! Eeky squeaky!
Anyway, thanks Erin, Summer, and Jayna for sharing the important ways you help out at home. And listeners, if you just happen to have great advice for sticky situations, send your grown-ups to storypillar.com/unsticktricks. Oh, and Summer actually has her own podcast all about exploring, protecting, and preserving nature. Check out naturalnatureyouth.com and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, that's it, Potato Chip.
Thanks for joining us for the third full episode of Story Pillar Season 4. As always, a giant thank you to Mackenzie Ellison for her fantastic cover art, Andy Jobe and Susanna Bridges for their work on our theme song, and Nate Blaweiss for cleaning up our audio.
We'll have brand sparkling new sneak attacks, full episodes, and brain breathers for you on the first 3 Mondays of every month.
And in the meantime, grown-ups, you can check us out at storypillar.com, follow at storypillar on Instagram, and support us on ko-fi.com/storypillar. And before we go, remember, working as a team can be tough. Like Erin, Summer, and Jayna, try finding your own important way of helping out and do your best to stick to it. Whatever you decide to do, you got this, and we'll be here cheering you on.
Bye! We love